Because when things got difficult, it was so much more challenging for me to actually pick myself up, learn something new, ask for help, put in more work. That's what you have to do if you don't know something. I'm sure I'm not alone when I say I wish I could go back and do things over again. Let's face it, when you're young, you're dumb. And the worst part about it is you think you know everything. Trust me, I was there. When you're young, you haven't experienced life yet, but you have that confidence. You've got that youth. You've got that indestructible me attitude. And so you just think you know it all, but you don't. But even Socrates, one of the most brilliant men to ever live, said, I know one thing, that I know nothing. So if he doesn't know anything, why should I think I know it all? All I have is the 42 years of life experience. A third of that, I was in a really bad place. I was really negative, judgmental. I was in competition with others. I was just headed down the wrong path. I desperately wish that I could go back and do it all over again. Obviously, that's not possible. All I have is today and the time that I have left here. Now, if I had lived some of these tips that I'm gonna share with you, maybe my experience would have been much better. Who knows? The point is that we don't know anything. And the way life is, it's about new experiences. It's about learning and growing. It's about challenging yourself. It's about failing. It's the losses and the failure that help make you into the person you're destined to become. Plus, everything happens for a reason. You have to experience life, go through these challenges, go through these struggles to come out on the other side better, leaner, meaner. I know we like celebrating the wins. I absolutely love the wins. It gets me so hyped. But now I'm seeing the importance of failure. It's those things that allow you to become better, a better version of yourself. And so with that, let's go ahead and discuss some of these tips. Love yourself. This one is huge. This is one of the newer lessons that I've recently implemented. I wish I had done it a lot sooner. Life is so hard. There's so many challenges, so many struggles to overcome. If you're not your number one fan, it's gonna be really, really difficult. You're not gonna feel great about yourself. You're probably gonna feel isolated, probably feel alone. And again, I know from experience, I've been a stickler most of my life. And so if I made a mistake or if I dropped the ball, I'd be, oh God, why would you do that? Right? Like not a healthy way of dealing with it. I'm a Bay Area guy, so whenever I think of greatness, I think of Steph Curry. That guy just embodies greatness. Feel free to plug in Jordan, Kobe, Iverson. If you were the head coach, how would you talk to your star players? Are you going to belittle them? Are you going to talk down on them? Are you gonna make them feel bad? If there's a correction or some sort of mistake, of course, you're gonna call it out. Like, how are you gonna do that? Right? So it's kind of like that. Your self-talk and the way that you talk to yourself is so important because that's where everything begins. Thoughts become things. So if you're thinking, I'm so stupid, I'm so dumb, why did I make that mistake again? It's gonna have a ripple effect on everything else in your life. Once you make the change, it's gonna be such a different experience. Now that I love myself, things don't really matter as much anymore. I feel like everything is a learning experience because we're all learning and growing. Because I may not be perfect, but that's fine. As long as I'm better today. Or if I make a mistake, as long as I learn from it and I don't make that same mistake next time, there's a lot less pressure, a lot less stress. I feel like I can breathe. I feel like I can relax. Do you love yourself or do you feel like you should love yourself a little bit more? If you feel like you do, my suggestion would be just watch your self-talk. It's hard at first. But the sooner you can start improving that, the sooner you can start to see those benefits. And not only that, but once you start making a change, it's like a snowball. It's like an avalanche. Things will start to improve, changes will become easier, and all of a sudden, you're gonna be a completely different person. And hey, if you're enjoying this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna be dropping a whole series on advice I could give my younger self. Say yes. Hey, do you wanna do something? No. Hey, we should hang out? No. Hey, can you come out tonight? No. Eventually, those invitations, eventually those opportunities go away, especially as you get older. Ever since then, I've really challenged myself to just try to say yes. Even if I'm scared, even if I'll be vulnerable, even if I don't know what's gonna happen, just say yes and see where things go. Because you never know what's gonna happen. Is this part of your path, part of your destiny? And if you say no, you're basically just blocking it, right? The universe is trying to give you something, and you just say, no, I'm gonna just stay home. No, oh no, I'm scared. Now, I think if you were really bold, you'd say yes to everything. I can't do that. I have a family, I have a wife to think about, but I look at each opportunity and I just assess it. I feel like it's a mindset. It's like having an open mind. I said no for many, many years to stick to my comfort zone, stay in my bubble. If you're not moving, if you're not growing, you're just staying the same, you're stagnant. But at the same time, change is hard. No one likes change. And so saying yes puts you in a vulnerable spot, makes you confront things, puts you out there. And so for me, I know it seems like I have high energy. I've dropped a bunch of videos, a bunch of shorts, but I hate doing this. It's gotten a little bit easier, but I don't want to be judged. I don't want to say the wrong thing. I want to provide value. I want to put something out and feel proud of it. But if you don't try, how are you ever going to grow? How are you ever going to get anywhere? If you don't say yes. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Everyone knows that, right? Now, I recently read a book by Joseph Maxwell. He takes that quote, that saying, sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some, and he flipped it. He said that's not a winner's mentality because it sounds like it's random. Instead, he says, sometimes you win some, sometimes you learn. I love that. Winning, success, those are great, but it's all about the journey. When I was going through school, I did pretty well. I showed up to class, I did most of my homework, I even studied for a lot of tests, and I got good grades. As I got older, it just got easier. I loved multiple choice tests, and so I was a good test taker. And so I didn't really have to put as much effort, and it was great because I got good grades, my mom was happy, I got a gift or allowance, whatever, but it really hurt me in the long run. Because when things got difficult, it was so much more challenging for me to actually pick myself up, learn something new, ask for help, put in more work. That's what you have to do if you don't know something. And this is honestly just something I'm learning recently, to learn that lesson so much later in life. I just think about how different my experience could have been. I didn't want to suffer. I didn't want to fail. If I did, I'd be so hard on myself. After all this time, I think I finally learned from it. It's not about success. It's not about failure, success, winning. Yes, those are important, but it's about the journey. If I don't know how to do something, just give it my best shot. I don't need perfection. Just keep working at it. Make one little tweak. Try to improve one area. And so I hope that that's even showing here on my YouTube channel. Like I said, this is not easy for me to do, to come up here and just randomly film, try to keep things interesting. I honestly was doing things really low effort initially because I just wanted to build up that habit. And now that I've done that, I feel like I've made slight improvements and it's showing in the content. Still have a way to go, but I can see the progress. It's not about winning or failing on YouTube, but it's just more about the whole process. Starting off super rough and then slowly sanding it down, smoothing it out. All right, so that's it. I appreciate you spending the time. I hope these had some value for you. It's crazy. I did not even plan that, but to think how all of these are just interconnected. Love yourself so you can have a great experience, so you can feel enough, courage and confidence to just crush life every single day. Just say yes to life. Who knows? Life is an amazing journey. It's a big surprise. We have no idea what today or what the next day holds for us. So why should you ever say no? And then lastly, sometimes you win, sometimes you learn. Hey, don't get hung up on winning and losing. Winning is great. I love winning. I want to win every single time. Take the pressure off. If you don't win, just try to be better the next day. Try to learn from your mistake and try to, win the next time. If this had some value for you, definitely consider subscribing. I'm gonna drop some follow-up videos to this where I'll continue to just drop a few more gems that I've read, I've come across, that I'm trying to live, because these have had value for me and I hope they'll have value for you. So see you on the next one. Take care. I want to share a little bit more about me so you know where I'm coming from. Again, level set, I don't know anything, but I'm completely self-made. And what do I mean by that? Now, I'm not a millionaire. I don't have a trust fund. I don't have mommy and daddy to come save me and pay my credit card bills and handle all of that. So when I say I'm self-made, we've made this all on our own. I met my high school sweetheart almost 30 years ago now. We're still together, still in love, and raising our beautiful family. I went to college, SF State, go Gators. After college, we had our first kid, and now we have 3 beautiful children. And I was really just lost. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I didn't really have any career in mind. I was getting into real estate. I found a job to pay the bills. I absolutely hated it and I was stuck there for 8 years. And then finally in 2019, I broke into tech. That was a huge turning point because now we started making more money. Now we had better benefits, had a better experience with work. I was in a great work culture. And so it was really a great experience and really the springboard to help us get to the next level. But we've lived in the Bay Area our whole lives and it's been great. Great area, great people, great food, but just expensive, right? We've been priced out of there forever now. As far as home front, we just bought our first home up in the Sacramento area. So for me, that was a huge goal that I've had in mind. So to reach it is freaking huge. Now, just really trying to figure out, where do we go from here? How do we get out of this rat race? How can I be the best that I can be? How can I live the type of life that I want to live and have complete time, complete freedom, unlimited resources to do whatever we want? We're still working at it, but every day it feels like we're getting closer.